Hi, Chris Madsen here. On the earth, there is enough for all of us to live in thriving abundance, fullness of life. There is enough fresh water, enough air, enough land, enough food, seeds, everything for us all to live as close to paradise as we can imagine. That is far from our experience collectively at this time, though, and the reason is on a macro level we could call it ego to the heart. And as we know, pretty well everyone knows that there's controllers that have been suppressing things like free energy and you name it, keeping us in these competition mode through banking systems, everything else. But that's not what I want to focus on. That's the problem. By focusing on the solution is how we get there. And the solution is through the heart. And like they say, the longest journey we make is the 18 inches from the head to the heart. And the ego always wants to keep you away from the heart. It has a function of keeping you worried, in competition, in stress, in fear, in survival mode, in all of these different things, rather than the heart, which is love, which knows abundance, thriving, loving, blessing for all. And so collectively we are moving into the heart. That's why there is so much upheaval in the world. The ego is striving collectively and individually to keep you out of the heart. And so being mindful, being conscious, being aware, being awake, that's the solution. Now I hear things, and this is from the ego, for instance, the oil industry. That would be a very good example. The oil industry is 100% based on ego. We will rape the land, take from it, out of balance, destroy whole forests and everything else, for this non-sustainable system. And then now it's all crashing because it is not sustainable. So all these workers are going, what about my job? What about, this and that? I want to support my families, as I am dancing and celebrating and rejoicing when I hear of thousands of people losing their jobs because they are destroying the planet. Now, I don't want ill will on anyone, but the dancing and rejoicing is because that frees them to move into the heart, into solutions that really do work. An example here would be is hemp. We have all these prairies, we have all this land. If we grow hemp on it, we have our fuels in beautiful ways. We have our clothing, textiles, medicines, food, everything, even shelter. Can make beautiful cement blocks that are amazing from hemp. So in other words, all of these people that are out of work in the oil industry, now they can get into something sustainable. It blesses the land and on and on. Now, the first response then is, well, they won't let us just grow hemp. That is that is the controllers. The controllers of an aspect of manipulation and domination, an aspect of the ego is to keep others suppressed, to serve them. And so that's where the awakening, that's where the shift in consciousness comes in. So we no longer let they control us. And that's us individually and collectively moving into the heart. Now, 10 years after, did a song. I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do, so I'll leave it up to you, is lyrics. I do know what to do, and this is it. This is the solution right here. We don't individually have to know all the answers. What we have to know is one answer, which is love. So we're moving in love. If it hurts the environment, we don't do it. If it's moving in ego, we don't do it. If there's a group that's saying, vote for me or whatever, I will create more jobs with pipelines, we don't support that. If there's a corporation saying, we can feed the world, but it just so happens there's all these chemicals and glyphosate and stuff in it and GMO, we go, no thank you. Like a company like Monsanto, the only reason they can stay in business is because people keep supporting them. So as we move in love, we don't support those things. We support local, organic, growing food in your backyard, all of these different things. And so the solution, as simple as it sounds, individually, is recognizing the ego, its roles, its function in your own personal life and collectively where it's taken us. Because the suffering on the earth at this time is all based on ego, which is based on control. The ego will destroy, hurt, suffer, maim, terrorize, everything to fulfill itself. There is no compassion or mercy, all of these characteristics. And so to the degree that the ego is allowed to collectively govern is the degree that we have all this suffering. The heart is the opposite. Compassion, gentleness, visions for all, recognizing the oneness of all. You will know the earth has moved into the heart collectively when we destroy the borders and people do not have to move from one country to another. They're happy wherever they are, because wherever we are, the blessings of love are there. The land is there. The fruit of the earth is there. So the solution is love. It's not from the top down. If somebody thinks they can vote in a government that's going to fix things, no. It's going to be in spite of any authority figures above. And so I urge you to move into the heart. Recognize what this means. How important and essential you are. That's another lie from the controllers, is that somehow you don't count. There's this big authority over you and there's nothing you can do. The reality is, it's like we're a whole bunch of horses in a flimsy little pen, and any moment we decide to leave that pen, we're out. And that's what I encourage us all to do. I am a revolutionary. Yes, you bet. I am all about revolt, because revolt simply means the energy coming in to change it, volting, the voltage. So now we want the energy of love rather than the ego. I am about tearing down old systems that are based on ego so that we can have systems based on love. A good example of that is I see millions of square kilometers of beautiful land. Our young, new families should be able to have land. They should be able to be a blessing on the land if they want, so that they have free land, no taxes, no nothing. And as long as they're taking care of that land in a sustainable, beautiful way. I am for the same, our youth, as they have families and that, having free land and also the free energy so that they're completely off grid. That is beautiful. We know there's many free energy. Again, suppressed by the controllers. We have Tesla's technology, Nikola Tesla. We have motors and engines and such that run off of water. We have all of these things. We have enough solar. We have all of this. We don't need to be controlled by grids. And so an aspect of moving into the heart is holding visions like this so that we are free. A person that has to go to work is not free. A person that is inspired and passionate and doing projects out of love, that person is free. And that's what I encourage us all. Together we can have this world. I hope you join me. I hope you share this video. It is the solution. Let's all do our part. And individually we do our part by moving in the heart. And we do that by, the ego is always about tomorrow, yesterday, all this, anything but right now. The heart is always now. In this moment I love. In this moment is fullness of life. In this moment is healing. In this moment am I at one with it all. With that, thank you. Just imagine.